on anxiety and depression and the treatment for mental illness within Aldous Huxley's Brave New World and Contemporary Society. So anxiety disorders affect 18.1% of the adult population in the U.S. and 6.7% of U.S. adults struggle with depression. Exercise, the thing that wrecks us all. Aside from the great health benefits, exercise requires energy, time, focus, and intent that after a long, busy day at work, a hard day watching the kids, or the early morning wake-up, it doesn't seem worth it and it begins to wear us down. Though there is a health benefit from exercise that isn't talked about too often, mental health, more specifically anxiety and depression. Anxiety and depression are the two most discussed and common mental health illnesses and can be minimized greatly by exercise. The war on mental health awareness and prevention is a very relevant topic in our current era, making it essential to find ways to decrease mental illness. There is a multitude of treatments utilized to minimize the effects of mental illness, such as pharmaceutical drugs and counseling. Although these treatments may be effective, exercise has been proven to be effective, free of cost, and healthy. In Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, mental health is emphasized greatly. Throughout this book, mental illness, specifically anxiety and depression, are discussed and dealt with often. The characters are taught to deal with these problems with the use of soma. Soma is utilized as a distractor from the real world and the issues they face, reducing anxiety, depression, pain, and any other negative feeling, transforming it into a false sense of happiness. A character in the novel is speaking about the past and how you can only attain happiness by making a great effort and after years of hard moral training. The character then goes on to state that in the present-day world, anybody can feel happy and whole as you can carry around at least half your mortality about in a bottle. The morals and standards set for the characters in the world state have made it so that they experience a perfect lifestyle full of happiness as they rely on pharmaceutical technologies to relieve mental health issues, specifically anxiety and depression. This reliance is also true of today's society as we tend to rely on materialistic things to make us happy, in an attempt to minimize mental illness. Many individuals rely on drugs, alcohol, cars, money, houses, etc. to make them happy and to cover up the anxiety and the depression they may be feeling deep within. At the end of the day, it isn't what we have that truly makes us happy, it's who we have and who we have become. This is why we're on the verge of living in a brave new world. Many individuals in our present-day world struggle with anxiety and depression, and we can't seem to figure out which really makes us happy. Striving for happiness and the minimization of anxiety and depression are focused on greatly in Brave New World and in contemporary society. Individuals in the world state are pushed with the false sense of happiness to minimize anxiety and depression. Pharmaceutical technologies play a large role in the society of the world state, as Soma is highlighted in Brave New World as the pharmaceutical technology that individuals use to reduce effects that anxiety and depression may have on the individuals. This is similar to our present-day lives as we lean towards materialistic things that we believe will give us an escape from the pain we may face every day, to only find that we haven't yet reached genuine happiness. So we must find ways to achieve happiness without the need to acquire more things. Studies have shown how effective exercise is at minimizing effects of anxiety and depression. Just small amounts of exercise daily has been proven to make a large difference on the functioning and mental health of struggling individuals. In the scholarly article, The Relation of Physical Activity and Exercise to Mental Health, it is speaking about the connection between exercise and mental health and how they have found to have positive effects on individuals such as depression, anxiety, and multiple other cognitive functioning. Exercise has been proven to positively affect people struggling with mental illness, more specifically anxiety and depression. Research by John Ragland in the scholarly article Exercise and Mental Health states that changes in mood occur in both individuals with normal or elevated levels of anxiety, but appears to be limited to aerobic form of exercise. This exemplifies the statement that aerobic exercise may be the benefit to those that are struggling with anxiety and depression. Mental illness, especially anxiety and depression, isn't something that anyone needs to go through alone. Rather than focusing on ourselves and what we want, we should begin to focus on those struggling. We should let those in need know that we have their back and we are always there for them. We should also let them know that they always have the option to talk to a counselor or get medicine for their hardships. Focusing on struggling individuals allows them to feel more connected, needed by others, hopefully strengthening their mindset and minimizing their feelings of loneliness.